Hello and welcome to Co-Creative Health Solutions Weekly Health Flash. And today we're going to talk about the practical ways of handling stress. So here's a shocking statistic for you. 80% of doctor visits are for symptoms that are at least partially stress-related. We're living in fast times and human beings have never been under so much stress in the history of the world. We're exposed to so much, so fast. Decisions, deadlines, disappointment, divorce, delays, the list goes on. And we're expected to be on top of our game. The stock market, the job market, the real estate market, family crises, budget cuts, and on and on. And most of us hover in and out of warp speed just in our regular day-to-day lives, but then add some additional stresses that crop up, and it's a recipe for overload. And stress takes its toll on the whole body, but particularly the adrenal and thyroid glands. And these two glands back up the heart, so you can see the slippery slope we're going down. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I will attach a document about adrenal stress to this email and also post it along with the video on our website on the video page. And there's also information about thyroid issues on the conditions page of our site. There's our website, and it'll be shown again at the end. Here's a picture of the adrenal glands. They sit on top of the kidneys. Renal is another name for kidneys, so you can see adrenal. They sit on top, and they have a very, very close working relationship with the kidneys. They also are a gland that can back up other glands, especially the thyroid, but all glands they can help back up and take over their jobs. So they have an incredibly significant job. And so what can we do to limit the negative effects of stress? Well, first of all, cut out refined foods, sugar-laden drinks, eat whole foods, get some moderate exercise, and even if it's just a bit of walking. When life gets really tough and lands you with more stress than usual, that's the time to consider some adrenal thyroid support. Now, we always keep some ADB5+ around from Biotics research, and you can take 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, not after 4 p.m., and it'll do wonders to help you through difficult times. Also, Thyroid Plus, Therax BioApps, worn on the left arm and changed every 3rd day will go a long way to protect you. Another consideration, really, really light, easy to carry around, purse, wallet, pocket, whatever. We're in a tiny little plastic cassette. You can pull out one of the stress edible films, pop it on your tongue, and it melts sublingually, and it gives you a boost. And they're great for travel. I mean, traveling is fun if it's a holiday, it's lots of fun, but it's also stressful. And just being in a plane is stressful due to recycled air, cabin pressure, your flight didn't connect, there's always something. This is just a picture of the ADB5+ and the patches, the BioApps. Now, the BioApps have changed. They're now, I don't have a new picture yet, but they're circular. The adhesive matches that metallized part, so they're easier to use and smaller. And scientists have discovered an anti-anxiety peptide in milk, and Biotics make a product called de-stress based on that. And it's particularly good in short-term stress situations. And a research team at Nancy University in France noted the calming effects of breast milk on babies and theorized that there was some anti-anxiety factor in breast milk. The university team was able to isolate specific bioactive peptides from milk that have anti-anxiety activity. Several double-blind, placebo-controlled human trials done on this all-natural milk protein peptide demonstrated significant anti-anxiety activity. This particular peptide is called decapeptide. Decapeptide is just a tiny fraction of the large milk protein molecule, which means people with milk sensitivities can usually take this product safely. In a 15-day trial, a number of physical parameters were measured, pre and post stress. They all improved compared to controls. In the milk peptide group, cortisol tended to normalize heart rate, blood pressure, and ACTH levels. All appeared to return to homeostasis faster in the group who took this active component in de-stress. In addition to significant reductions in stress biochemistry, the study also measured subjective stress indicators. The study measured the perceived stress of the test subjects. After 15 days, subjects taking the milk peptide reported better sleeping and better perception of how their lives were progressing. This is important because both the physical markers associated with stress and the subjective markers were both positively affected. What good is it to affect biochemistry if the patient doesn't feel better? Also, de-stress was tested against several other common natural substances and came out ahead. We all know that many drugs like benzodiazepines, I think I said that right, used for anxiety management have side effects like dependence issues, tolerance issues, and memory loss. De-stress has been shown to be safe and free of any of the side effects seen with these pharmacological agents. The dosage used in the studies was between 100 and 200 milligrams twice a day. Biotics make a 150 milligram cap, so you can titrate the dose based on weight and stress levels. Most of the things we use clinically take a while to take effect, not so with de-stress. You can often feel the effects within the hour. However, the real effects seem to be seen within 2 weeks. So here we have a natural substance that is not habit-forming, takes the edge off, and in many cases allows people to get a good night's sleep to reset their homeostasis for the next day. Sure, we want to address any underlying causes for prolonged stress, but sometimes we need to break the stress cycle. So here are a few ways to deal with the immediate stress, but if you have been stressed and have not handled it well and are fatigued, and there's all kinds of other symptoms, come in and get checked for adrenal or thyroid issues. Let's fix the damage done and then learn how to manage the stress better in the future. So thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next week. And there's our contact information. I'll leave it up for a few seconds.